It is having the clarity around what is the better together story and then helping drive alignment, not just from a marketing piece, but also from a field execution perspective. Because ultimately the sellers, the field sellers, as well as the partner sellers needs to buy into that better together story. It cannot be that marketing just putting something on website and social media and the sales organization don't actually buy into it. So I think that's the way I see this ecosystem play is bringing about clarity, bringing about alignment, and bringing about getting people on board, right? And then having all of these teams work and grow in the same direction. And that's when I've seen marketing really move the needle from a revenue and a partner perspective.
Where is this all going? What do you see? What are best practices that you're seeing? And what's the future of partner marketing?
I think we are now at an inflection point where it's looking really interesting and the future is looking really exciting.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Inside Partnering. I'm Chip Rogers, and we're here on a Friday. For me, it's Friday morning, and Suraj, your Friday evening, actually. I think it's about 9 o'clock at night your time. You're based in Bangalore, and end of the week for you.
Yes, end of the week, and looking forward to a good weekend. Love this opportunity to speak with you, Chip. I've been following the Inside Partnering podcast from a long time, and it's an honor and privilege to be on the show.
Ah, that's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you as a listener. I appreciate it. I'm so excited to be joined by Suraj Atreya. Suraj heads the partner marketing organization for covering EMEA for Rackspace, and just love the work that you're doing. You're also a member of Partnership Leaders as well, and I think you've been putting together the Partnership Leaders group in India, and which is a growing movement as well. But your background, 4 years now with Rackspace, and 2 years with Use Ready for 2 years, and then prior to that with Moody's for 8 years. So you've had quite a run. And I think also I noticed that your education background is from IIT Calcutta. I know the IIT schools in India are pretty tough to get into, so congratulations on that.
Yeah, Chip, it's actually the IIM. IIM is a management school. IIT is a technology school. But yeah, both of them are equally tough to get into.
Yeah. Oh, okay. IIM. Good to know. That's fantastic. Suraj, thank you for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me here, Chip. Looking forward to sharing my thoughts and perspectives.
I think, why don't we start and just give us a sense of what your role is and what you and the team at Rackspace are up to these days in partner marketing.
Great. So I'm primarily a marketing professional, and I've done marketing across the spectrum of B2B marketing. Started with content, digital, brand, solutions, product marketing, etc. And for the last 5 to 7 years, I've focused extensively on partnerships and alliances marketing. So in my current remit at Rackspace, I work with the cloud hyperscalers, the likes of AWS, Microsoft, and Google, in the Europe, Middle East, and Africa geography for Rackspace, helping run co-marketing programs and marketing governance, ensuring that the dollars invested generate high returns on investment and ultimately drives marketing success and partnership success and overall business growth in the region and for Rackspace globally. So that's a little bit about what I've been doing at Rackspace. Like you said, prior to that, I started my career actually with Moody's Analytics, and back in the days, been to New York City multiple times, working with global financial services, financial products, and AI and analytics. And that I've always had this fascination as a marketer to understand the enterprise AI and analytics landscape. And it was in this adventure or in this discovery that I happened to come across partnerships in my role at UserReady, where UserReady is the North American Tableau Partner of the Year for multiple years running, and also have strong partnerships with Snowflake and other data players. So that's what really got interested for me as a marketer, to explore enterprise AI and tech and understand how partnerships help to really drive this as a growth engine. And today I sit at the intersection of partnerships, marketing, and revenue, and really helping various teams drive go-to-market in an efficient and an integrated way with our partners.
Your background is similar to mine. Mine is also a sort of combination of a longtime marketer, and then when I joined WorkSpan, Well, actually, at SAP as well, I had quite a bit of engagement with partners and building community and things like that. And then with WorkSpan, it's been all about partners. And so I have the same love that I think you have, this combination of marketing and partners. So let's dive in.
Absolutely. So, Chip, when I looked into your profile, it was fascinating that you are also a chief marketing officer and a chief partnerships officer, a very rare combination today, where the role of chief partner officer is still rising. And we also happen to be partnership leaders members in the background. Yes. Looking forward to diving deep.
Yeah, yeah. So why don't we start with let's just talk about the overall landscape. What's changing in partnerships and partner marketing with AI so prominent and this sort of ecosystem led go to market? What are you seeing from your perspective? What's happening and what's new? What's changing?
So that's a great question to set things off. Seeing this space of partner marketing has been growing rapidly and advancing drastically just in the last couple of years due to the advent of technology and AI. Just taking a step back from AI, I think what is really fascinating is the way buying decisions are being made now in enterprise technology. So, gone are the days where it is a single organization offering all the solutions. So, today, enterprises want to buy mixed variety of solutions, right, across the stack. And typically, the tech stack can have 7 to 10 different solution players, ISVs, etc., come and co-create the solution. So it is in that mix, I think, is where partner marketing is now becoming a very strong force to drive this ecosystem-led growth in the
Yeah.
era of AI and partnerships. And what I've been seeing just in the last couple of months is the advent of AI and the advent of personalized content to make partner marketing super relevant to field marketing and to run joint go-to-market campaigns with specific partners. Because just as I started this role a couple of years back, partner marketing was all about getting into one big portal of a hyperscaler, downloading their campaign content and assets, and then taking 6 months to customize those assets, and another 3 months to go live. And by the time the campaign assets may not really be useful, it may not be talking the language. But today, all that has come down to a matter of weeks and matter of days with the advent of AI, being able to
Yeah.
take campaigns in a box and then go to market quickly with very strong personalized content,
Mhm.
content by vertical, content by partner, content by region, which then really helps to drive field execution, both from an event standpoint, as in field events, digital events, and also from a content and thought leadership, and helping build the brand holistically to customers and to the partner ecosystem. So it's been a really fascinating ride. And I think in the coming months, it's going to be even more fascinating as we get more and more adoption. And as when marketers in general start adopting AI, the opportunities are going to be tremendous. But the
Yeah.
human aspect is still extremely important. What
Mhm.
I keep telling my marketing peers is that you as a human have very specific insights and skill sets, right? Which AI can help amplify, but it's not necessarily that AI is going to replace. So I think it's that skill of human plus AI to really scale marketing campaigns with partners and with ecosystems is what makes this so interesting.
To what extent are one of the challenges with partnering and is getting the word out? It's kind of partner enablement, right? It's putting that better together story together and then getting that out to the partner. And there's so much new information hitting the field all the time with just their own products, but to have them then pick up with, okay, how does Rackspace and AWS, what's the better together story there, for example? What's your role in that, and how do you think about that challenge?
The way I think about revenue motion from a marketing perspective is really alignment of the different marketing teams. So as we all know, there is a corporate marketing team which owns a brand and the brand director, a product marketing team which typically does things like personas and customer pain points, etc. And then partner marketing and field marketing, which helps take those centralized messaging and add in a layer of regional nuances, add in a layer of partner complexity to drive campaigns in the region. And that is exactly what I'm seeing. It's not about partner marketing versus brand marketing or versus demand gen marketing, but rather it's the all of these elements of marketing coming together as a whole and working together with a shared scorecard, which talks about metrics, which really matters for customers in terms of growth in install base, growth in terms of new acquisition, new logos, and marketing's total influence in pipeline, both from a partner perspective and even from a non-partner perspective. And getting all these teams aligned and operating in a rhythm is, I think, that's when the magic really happens. And yeah, so I think today is the day of aligning all of these elements within B2B marketing to amplify the message and reach customers and partners in the right way at the right moment in time. The other thing which I've also seen, which is very interesting, is today it is easy to do very specific focus partner plays and sales plays. Taking content and using that with a regional nuance and using that with a partner messaging.
Yeah.
And but more than that, it is having the clarity around what is the better together story and then helping drive alignment, not just from a marketing piece, but also from a field execution perspective. Because ultimately the sellers, the field sellers, as well as the partner sellers needs to buy into that better together story. It cannot be that marketing just putting something on website and social media and the sales organization don't actually buy into it. So I think that's the way I see this ecosystem play is bringing about clarity, bringing about alignment, and bringing about getting people on board, right? And then having all of these teams work and grow in the same direction. And that's when I've seen marketing really move the needle from a revenue and a partner perspective.
Yeah, it is a lot of alignment, both with, as you say, with sort of corporate marketing, product marketing within your own company, within the partners organization, and then field marketing and bringing that all together to get the word out.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's clarity, integration, and then getting all people to move in the same direction.
How do you, you're talking a little bit about it, but what would you say, what's your sort of definition of partner marketing? I think sometimes people hear partner marketing and they think MDF, co-branding, those kinds of things. How would you define marketing within the modern enterprise business?
A great question, Chet. In my opinion, modern partner marketing or partner marketing in enterprise AI and tech is not just about MDF and funding programs and co-branded logos. Yes, all of that is there from a compliance and a process perspective. But if you look at it at a strategic level, the way I see it is partner marketing today is a connective tissue between corporate strategy, field execution, and then ecosystem orchestration. What I mean by that is that at the corporate level, there are certain directions that, for example, we need to be AI first or we need to be customer centric. And, and then the field has slightly different priorities in terms of where the customers are in their enterprise adoption journey. And that depends on, and that is different in different markets. And then there is the ecosystem partners for the likes of AWS, Microsoft, Snowflake, etc., who are really bringing those tech products which and tech solutions which customers eventually use. So I think that interplay is where partner marketing sits, the interplay between corporate strategy, field execution, and then that ecosystem orchestration, getting all the stakeholders aligned and having clarity in the messaging to then activate on campaigns, activate on both two customer and two partner programs, and then look at ROI from a very holistic lens. So back in the days when I started with marketing, marketers are obsessed about a number of leads, a number of clicks, and number of MQLs and click-through rate and that kind of data. What I've noticed is, especially in 2025, marketing ROI is a lot more focused around who are the exact set of target accounts. Are we reaching the right target accounts? Is the right messaging resonating with the right target accounts? And are we creating inroads from a new logo acquisition perspective? And also for existing customers, what is the upsell and cross-sell play with partners and what does that motion look like? And then I believe marketing leadership has a role to play in all of these elements. And that's the beauty of B2B marketing today in enterprise tech. It's a lot more nuanced, but I think it's a lot more impactful because with ecosystem comes complexity, but there is also an opportunity to create impact at scale. And I think that's what B2B marketing has in this moment in time onwards, creating impact and scale as against being perhaps like a back office function, as was the case in the early days of marketing.
To what extent do you, as you're talking, I'm just thinking, to what extent are you, because you talk about target accounts and target personas, sort of your ICP. In enterprise buying, there's a whole buying committee. And so over the last 5-10 years, there's been this sort of move to account-based marketing. How does that sort of overlay or fit into the partner marketing scenario?
So I think account-based marketing is absolutely relevant in today's age. I recently published a thought piece saying that ABM is now evolving to cover account-based ecosystems. And what I mean by that is the principles of ABM are still relevant today, but it's not just focusing on this set of target accounts which my field sales team wants to look at. It's also looking at what are the synergies between what my alliance partners are. Where are the accounts where, for example, pre-funding commits, where there are incentive programs. For example, in the case of AWS, there is a MAP program, right, which AWS will fund for select uh, accounts and customers. So it's taking that intelligence and then gathering all of this layer of ecosystem intelligence to then make a very calculated play that here is what I'm going to do from an account-based motion, but this is an account-based motion for the ecosystem. And then we run the different plays, be it person events, thought leadership, webinar, and as well as sales enablement to help drive these conversations and then bring in velocity to these deals.
I love that. I think that's, and then you have to align with the partner as well and make sure that if you're running events, you're bringing in maybe not just the direct buyer, but also you may have some content or specific programs for the CFO organization or for the security organization and those kinds of things. So you're casting a wider net within the organization.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it is in those joint events, joint partner marketing events and partner marketing campaigns is when it is really important to showcase what is that clear story to the end customer through very strong thought leadership. And like you rightly pointed out, Chip, it's getting the solution architects from the partner alliances organization also to come and speak at these roundtables and at these closed doors CXO C-suite events to help build that credibility and paint that picture of here's a very clear story. And here is how CFOs, are, for example, right, are able to leverage AI to automate their accounts payable processes, as an example, or CROs, for example, chief risk officers, are able to do faster automation in terms of loan approvals and the credit cycle. So there's very specific use cases, which is with the partner, and then now, of course, powered through AI and powered through technology. But it's ultimately about storytelling, right? So if you look at it, back in the 100 years back, right, when we had the big ad agencies and where B2B marketing was not in its current form, this is all about creating those the stories. 100 years back, it was for stories for print media, maybe television media, and outdoor. And today, it's that same storytelling where it's got a lot more nuanced, it's got a lot more precise, and because of this ecosystem intelligence, and as a partner marketeer, I have precise information as to which of the accounts my partner alliances are also focusing on in which region and what are their priorities. So this data and this intelligence is what is really transforming the storytelling into storytelling to very specific audiences, lower at much lower cost and a much higher return on investment to make the marketing campaign actually stick, memorable, and also help to convert and get customers in the journey.
So I love that. I think it's interesting. I think the sort of the insight that you're drawing is it's not just storytelling. Like there's this sort of confluence of storytelling and then also the massive amounts of data that we have and being very precise in the kind of storytelling that you're able to, with the data that you have, that you're able to tell.
Absolutely. It's a storytelling, it's the data, and also the relationship building, right? Because it's okay to tell a story and data, but it's also equally important to harness those relationships in the partner ecosystem to tap into the right, for example, the partner field sellers, partner solution architects, partner executive leaders, who can then also amplify that message to more and more customers. So that's the way I see it. I see it as storytelling backed with data and insights, and then strong relationship building with partners to help amplify that to more customers.
Yeah. Love that. Love that. Terrific. You've talked a little bit about how Rackspace is organized with partner marketing, field marketing, corporate marketing, product marketing. What have you learned from that, and what would you say is a, the right way or a good way to organize to be able to go to market as a partner marketer, but working with the rest of the marketing organization?
That's a very interesting question. And I would say, as a marketer, I've seen some organizations where our partner marketing reports to the marketing leadership, and also I've seen organizations wherein partner marketers report to, let's say, leadership or sales leadership.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the way I look at it then is at a very broad level. It's that alignment in terms of what that balanced scorecard looks like, and having the key stakeholders in the C-suite the buy into a vision which is coherent. And then once that is set in stone, it doesn't really matter from a reporting perspective. The partner marketing could roll up to the CMO's office, could roll up to the CRO's office, or could even roll up to, let's say, the head of partnerships. But getting clarity into what the roles, responsibilities, and expected outcomes are, and how that
Mm-hmm.
integrates with the broader marketing, sales, and go-to-market organization, I think is crucial in terms of organizational structuring, and to have the right the career path and the next steps for partner marketing professionals.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think your message is there are different ways to physically organize in terms of reporting a relationship, but you need to have good data. There's that word again. Good data on how you're performing against each with the balanced scorecard, so that you're providing value to each of the organizations, to marketing, to the partner organization, to the CRO.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's the way to go. And I think partner marketing also has a role to play for the end partner itself. So working with partner marketing teams at the partner organization, building relationships and demonstrating success in terms of success. It could be ROI in terms of MDF investments. It could be joint marketing plays, joint marketing campaign, and help to build more and more of that credibility from a marketing standpoint in the partnership, in the partner organization, I think is also equally important. So it's like this, it's a mix of internal stakeholders who are really strategic and important,
Mm-hmm.
and also a
Mm-hmm.
mix of external stakeholders who have a big skin in the game in terms of what does the partnership look as we move forward.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk a little bit about because I know you guys work quite a bit with, and your role is really focusing on the cloud providers, so primarily AWS and Microsoft Azure. Talk a little bit about sort of those relationships and how, from a partner marketing standpoint, how do you engage and how does that all work?
So in terms of partner marketing relationships per se, so some of the partner organizations have a dedicated PMM, it's a partner marketing manager. And in some cases, it is the PDM, the partner development manager, who also
Yeah.
oversees marketing. So depending on what the org structure of the partner is, then having a regular cadence with partner marketing from a marketing perspective, as PDM, partner development from a sales and BD perspective, is really crucial to make sure that the right marketing programs from a field perspective, be it events, conferences, be it thought leadership, as well as creating opportunities in the partner org. For example, think of things like GTM planning days. Think of things like going to the partner org and then presenting to the partner sellers. What does a great customer story look like? And also advocating to the partner on early events of what other partner sellers have achieved. So in a way, taking the customer testimonial, as we say, and
Mm-hmm.
in advocacy, and bring a lens of partner advocacy, how a partner seller has been successful, and evangelizing that internally and with the partner. So I think it's a mix of the two customer motion and then the two partner motion. And of course, the two partner, by a true partner, you can think of the MDF and the co-marketing investments, which needs to be
Yeah.
governed and tracked. So as part of the cadence, we have a very robust and a strong governance process just to make sure that every dollar gets accounted and it gets executed in the right way. And it also gets tracked and then communicated back to the partner. So a lot of partner marketing work also goes in building that strong process governance to make sure funding is well utilized.
Yeah, I think when you think of the cloud providers, AWS, Microsoft, for you guys, that they have huge field organizations. They're very impactful. They're in accounts all the time. And so to get that message out to the field is something that's really important. And that's a marketing job as well. It's like putting Rackspace top of their mind. So they see a deal and they're like, oh, we need to bring these guys in. This is a perfect opportunity. But if they don't know that, then that sort of call won't happen.
Absolutely. So I think about marketing is always building brand perception for customers, but also brand perception for partner stakeholders.
Yeah.
Equally important, because if the partner stakeholders don't know the value of the brand, then they cannot bring in the right customer conversations. The partner inbounds do not come in. So I think that's the additional layer of complexity and also very interesting perspective partner marketing as a role brings in to make sure that the right brand perception is set with customers, with prospects, but also with partner stakeholders.
Yeah. Perfect. Love it.
And also what I've seen, Chip, is while there are corporate marketing programs like press releases and the more formal ways of communication, which is still very important. Today, with the ecosystem has given an opportunity to really use social media or social selling in a way which makes sharing and evangelizing of thought leadership content more human and more personal. So today, for example, I see a lot of activity where partner sellers, partner solution architects, partner marketing managers are actually sharing information on behalf of on really strong customer stories, which then goes out to more customers, it goes out to more prospects. But more importantly, it reaches more partner stakeholders within a big ecosystem, within a massive ecosystem. And I think that's where the magic happens. That it's take the fantastic work which corporate marketing does, and then adding that layer of ecosystem social selling and make it human, right?
Then
Because
it's more personalized.
it's personalized, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've always believed that one-on-one of marketing, people buy from people they trust. So when I see a LinkedIn post from Chip, there's a much higher chance that I will trust that post than when it comes from, let's say, your corporate profile. So I think adding those
Well,
elements
thank
and
you for
making
your
it
trust.
more human, adding those elements and making it more human is
Yeah.
what is really fantastic in ecosystem social
Yeah.
selling.
So Suraj, this has been fantastic. Maybe just one more question. Where is this all going? What do you see? What are best practices that you're seeing? And what's the future of partner marketing?
That's gazing into a crystal ball, but however, I'll try my best. I think we are now at an inflection point where it's looking really interesting and the future is looking really exciting, right? Especially as we now move from generative AI to agentic AI. And in the world of agentic AI and more agents coming in with humans, it's just going to make the partner landscape and partner marketing a lot more interesting from various dimensions. But I think what will really separate the leaders in my mind is not just focusing on the technology. Yes, it's great to learn new technology. It's great to be adaptive. It's great to be flexible and to adopt. But I think it's really about mindset, right? It's about that leadership mindset to focus, to be extremely clear on what the value proposition, and then execute strongly, and then take all the stakeholders along in terms of that journey. Because in my mind, marketing is the front runner, but then it's the entire go-to-market organization which kind of benefits from that, from marketing front running. Leadership, I think, from a mindset and from an execution perspective, in my mind, is something which is going to be really important for the future of partner marketing.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Suraj, thank you so much for taking some time. This has been terrific. I really appreciate your thoughts. You're very thoughtful about partner marketing in general and about best practices, and really appreciate you sharing your time and your insights today.
Thank you, Chip. I enjoyed this conversation and look forward to catching up soon.
Fantastic. So thank you, Suraj, and thank you all for joining another episode of Inside Partnering. And if you enjoyed this episode and look for more partner leaders that you'd like to hear from, go ahead and subscribe and on Substack, and we'll see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.